Buenas tardes. Buenas tardes a esta sesión tan especial, miembro de la Mesa de la Asamblea y diputados de la Asamblea de Madrid, viceconsejera de Política Educativa de la Comunidad de Madrid, Rocío Albert, querida amiga, agregado cultural de la Embajada de Estados Unidos, Spencer Ryder, jefa de programa de la Comisión Fulbright en España, Catherine Matters, director de los programas de inglés del British Council en España, Mark Levy, secretaria general de la Asamblea de Madrid, y los más importantes, queridos alumnos, participantes en este programa importante para la Comunidad de Madrid, como es el Global Classroom. Buenas tardes a todos y bienvenidos a la Asamblea de Madrid, la casa de todos los madrileños, donde los políticos autonómicos utilizamos la palabra como toda herramienta en aras a defender el interés general de los que aquí vivimos. Se trata la nuestra de una actividad con la que todos vosotros, todos ustedes, os habéis familiarizado a lo largo del programa Global Classrooms, que hoy llega a su culminación aquí en Madrid y cuya última estación será la conferencia de la Asamblea de Naciones Unidas en la ciudad de Nueva York el próximo mes de marzo, en el que 10 de ustedes podrán asistir. No puedo por menos que comenzar expresando mi reconocimiento por el afán de superación que hay detrás de todas y cada una de las sesiones que os han traído aquí a la Asamblea de Madrid, por el mérito que conlleva haber participado en una iniciativa tan inspiradora como esta y que, personalmente, estoy convencida, recordaréis como uno de los episodios más trascendentales de vuestra vida en esta andadura que hacéis camino a la madurez. Permitidme que os razone, os explique por qué opino como lo acabo de hacer. Bueno, todos ustedes, todos vosotros sabéis que este programa Global Classrooms es mucho más que la mera adquisición de competencias en inglés y la oratoria. Defenderse en inglés, y no digo solo mantener una conversación rica en matices, defenderse en inglés es un requerimiento de primer orden para desenvolverse en el mundo actual, un mundo que se ha vuelto más abarcable gracias a la libertad de circulación entre personas que nos permiten el extraordinario desarrollo de los transportes y la comunicación. Un mundo en suma que cada vez nos resulta menos ajeno, donde prima el intercambio, la cooperación, el mestizaje. Vivís en una comunidad, Madrid, que es vivo ejemplo de todo ello. Le gusta a la presidenta de la comunidad hablar de ese valor importante que tiene Madrid, el mestizaje. Madrid es un vivo ejemplo de todo ello, por lo que vosotros sois testigos cotidianos, con independencia de vuestro lugar de origen, cómo nos interrelacionamos cada vez más y vamos sumando cada vez más personas que quieren venir aquí a vivir a esta región, a la Comunidad de Madrid. Y en esta era de la globalización el inglés es una llave de paso, yo creo que es como una suerte de salvoconducto, del mismo modo que lo es también nuestro idioma materno, el español, un idioma que nos permite desplazarnos nada menos que a todo un continente el americano, con el que mantenemos un círculo mucho más que afectivo. En cuanto al segundo ingrediente de este programa, el de la oratoria, esto es la destreza discursiva, la capacidad para desarrollar un razonamiento o para rebatir un argumento, no está de más recordar que no es sino la base de la civilización, del entendimiento y, por lo tanto, la base también, la piedra angular del progreso y de la prosperidad. El hecho de debatir y de hacerlo en inglés es un salto cualitativo en vuestro currículum que os hace, desde luego, mucho más competitivos. Pero, como decía anteriormente, Global Classrooms no se limita al currículo. Abordar un tema tan relevante como la protección de los derechos de los mayores, el tema del que os ocupáis en este programa implica un ejercicio de empatía, de hacer vuestros las preocupaciones, los anhelos, las inquietudes de vuestros abuelos. Implica plantear soluciones, contrastar pareceres, llegar a acuerdos sobre una cuestión tan relevante como el bienestar de los mayores, una cuestión que desde luego está en la agenda política de los tiempos que nos ha dado vivir. Implica, en definitiva, un ensayo general de ciudadanía, adoptar una conciencia crítica respecto a lo que sucede a nuestro alrededor, perseverar en la consecución de un bien común, que en definitiva pues es el objetivo primordial de toda institución democrática, bueno es decirlo, en la Asamblea de Madrid, que es consecuencia del Estatuto de Autonomía, del que trae causa su origen la Constitución española. Permítanme, ya sin más dilación, que pase a dar la palabra a continuación a quienes me acompañan en la mesa y acabo de presentar. Voy a comenzar por la jefa de programa de la Comisión Fulbright en España, Catherine Mazles. Tuya es la palabra.
Gracias. Good afternoon. First of all, I'd like to thank the Asamblea de Madrid for allowing us to be here in this beautiful place today. Thank you to the Consejería, to the British Consul, and to the U.S. Embassy for sponsoring Global Classrooms again this year. And a special thank you to all the teachers, the bilingual coordinators, the directors of centers, the GCLAs, Kristen and Sharon, and especially to the delegates who put so much effort into Global Classrooms this year. And now, delegates, I'd like you to take a moment to reflect. I want you to think back to the beginning of this school year, when you first learned that you'd be participating in Global Classrooms. They were talking about position papers. I bet you love position papers. Points of order. Things that you've probably never heard of ever before. But think, what's one thing you learned that you had never thought about before? Think of a person who may be sitting next to you, or someone that is at your school, or someone in another school, someone you met through Global Classrooms, or someone that you got to know so much better through this experience. Think about your English skills. How much have they improved? How much have you changed? How many of you now think you do have the power to make a difference? All of you are global citizens, and I hope that Global Classrooms has given you insights into being better global citizens. You are not just the leaders of tomorrow. You are starting to lead now. And I hope you know that you can help to shape the future. You don't need to be a politician or a diplomat. You are ready to make a difference with the knowledge and the skills that you've gained through Global Classrooms this year. Look around you. Think of all the memories you've made over the past few months. Memories I hope that will last a lifetime. One day, I'm sure that I'm going to see some of you applying for a Fulbright scholarship and becoming cultural ambassadors of Spain in the United States. But now, cherish these moments and cherish the opportunities that you have, in the words of Senator Fulbright, to bring a little more knowledge, a little more reason, and a little more compassion into world affairs, and thereby to increase the chance that nations will, at last, learn to live in peace and friendship. Thank you.
Doy la palabra a continuación al director de programa de la Comisión Fulbright en España, al director de los programas de inglés del British Council en España, Mark Levy.
Gracias. Hi everyone, estimados compañeros de mesa. It's a real pleasure for me to be here once again in this very special venue to congratulate you all for the work that you've done in this year's Global Classrooms programme. As you've heard, I'm the head of the British Council's English programmes team, and we work to support the teaching and learning of English across Spain and Europe with a special focus on bilingual and multilingual programmes. Our work with the Comunidad de Madrid is a very important part of our work in Spain, and this programme is a real highlight of that collaboration. I've spoken here to previous Global Classrooms groups who've discussed a whole range of interesting themes, but I have to say that this year's theme, protecting the rights of older people, is especially important to me at the moment, now that I am one of the older people you're protecting. So I hope you've discussed a whole load of policies and practice that will benefit me as well in the future, and I'm here to listen. When I was your age, when I was at school and when I was at university, I was taught how to debate issues with people who probably held different views. I was taught that my opinions needed to be backed up by evidence and that I needed to be able to present reasoned and informed justifications for my opinions and for my views. And I was told to accept that sometimes, maybe often, I wouldn't win an argument, even if I thought I was right, but that I would need to negotiate and to find a compromise, to find an agreed solution to be able to move forward. And the teachers who taught me all of this were right. So it's really, I think, an amazing thing, part of this program. It's fantastic to see that this sort of teaching is also part of your education, and it's through this Global Classrooms program. Because I don't need to tell you that in the outside world, a lot of people who should know better think that debate is just a competition to see who can shout the loudest. Or as we can see today, who's got the biggest weapons. Now, I won't lie to you, sometimes being able to shout loudly is actually quite useful. But it's not usually the way to convince anybody of anything. And the amazing thing that you do in this program is that you learn the importance of arguing your point, but also of listening to the points of others, of negotiating and reaching an agreement, and you do it all in English, your second, or maybe your third, or even your fourth language. I hope you do those things in Spanish too, of course, not just in English. And in the process, you do these things, you represent different countries and maybe different views which aren't necessarily your views, which makes it more interesting and I think more valuable. This openness to other languages and other cultures, being able to see things from a different point of view, is more important than it's ever been before. And not everyone is able to do this, sadly. I've always argued that the most important reason for having bilingual and multilingual programs is to help prepare young people to contribute to and be comfortable in a multilingual and a multicultural world. That's more important than the English, it really is. Because the world is multilingual and multicultural, as the President has said before. And that's one of the best things about it. And it doesn't matter whether you're talking about music and artists who fuse hip-hop and flamenco, whether you're talking about food and mixing of food from different countries, whether you're talking about your friends. It doesn't matter what you're talking about. It's almost always better if it's a mezcla. Almost always. So some of you will now be lucky enough to go on to represent your schools and represent your comunidad in New York. And that will be the most amazing experience, maybe life-changing. I hope you'll enjoy every second of it, and the food and the music. New York is a wonderful place. Others won't be as lucky this time, but as others have said already, you'll still have been through a really important learning process that you'll look back on with pride in the future. And hopefully, I'm sure you've enjoyed it too, making new friends, coming here, even listening to us, who knows. So just to end, huge congratulations to all of you. To the students, of course, to the teachers for all the hard work they've put into this, to the Fulbright scholars for the energy and commitment, to the Comunidad de Madrid for the program in the first place, and for this wonderful setting. Well done, everyone. Impresionante. again.
A continuación es el agregado cultural de la Embajada de los Estados Unidos de América. Quien toma la palabra, don Spencer Craig.
Thank you so much, Madam President. It seems like a very long time ago, but 2 years ago, I was here attending the 2020 Madrid Model United Nations in this very building. And I remember being very impressed by all the students. And I remember thinking how awesome it was that 10 of those students were selected for a life-altering trip to go to New York City for the International Model UN Conference. But I also remember thinking that something very ominous was on the horizon. But I was hopeful that Europe and the rest of the world would be spared from the coronavirus. Of course, I was wrong. It was one of the last public events that U.S. Embassy Madrid participated in prior to the COVID-19 pandemic engulfing Spain, prior to the lockdowns, and prior to the millions of lives lost to COVID-19. I actually wrote the speech 2 years ago that the embassy representative delivered. But during that speech, I didn't include the risk of the pandemic, and that's something that I regret omitting. So 2 years later, I'm back in this beautiful building, surrounded once again by smart and talented students. However, now we wear masks. We hesitate before shaking hands or bumping fists or doing the weird elbow thing. Many of us have had COVID. Many of us have lost loved ones. 2 years later, I'm optimistic and hopeful that we have finally turned the corner on COVID-19. But I have also accepted that COVID-19 will remain with us for the rest of our lives. The pandemic made clear that what happens on the other side of the world has an impact on our lives here in Spain. That really the other side of the world doesn't exist now, that international flights connect the continents, that tweets travel the world in a second, and that the phone in your pocket can connect you instantaneously to the world's 7 billion people. Here today, I no longer have an ominous feeling about the pandemic. However, I do have an ominous feeling about another international issue, which is Russia. This year, in these remarks, I won't ignore it and pretend like everything will be okay. So I want to take a moment and talk about what is at stake with Russia's unprovoked and unjustified invasion of Ukraine. What is at stake for you, for Spain, for Europe, for the world? And I know that your topic this year is the protection of the rights of older people, which are based on the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Everything you have researched, discussed, and debated about this topic is thanks to the rules-based international order established and implemented after the human carnage and violations of sovereignty of World War II. The rules-based international order has created a more peaceful world where the rights and liberties of billions are respected, and the lifting of billions of people, of billions of human beings have come out of poverty. Since 2008, Russia has repeatedly disregarded the principles of sovereignty. It seeks to return to a world in which the rules disappear. These are the rules that the international community has jointly shaped for decades to avoid death and destruction. There is much that can be said on Russia, but the most important thing is this. Russia has provoked this crisis and has violated the foundations of the international and European security order. The United States and our NATO allies in the European Union have tried to de-escalate this situation through diplomacy. But we must be clear that the aggression is coming from Russia. The challenges to these security principles are coming from Russia, and the violations of international norms and laws are coming from Russia. Russia has repeatedly rejected diplomacy. It has chosen armed conflict with and the occupation of its democratic neighbor. Russia will face long-term strategic costs and will be isolated from the world. It will likely become a pariah state for the international community. It will face an even more determined transatlantic community. It will have to make more concessions to China. However, there is a diplomatic path forward, the path of a rules-based international order, if Russia is willing to seriously engage and de-escalate. As we learned with the pandemic, the world can change very quickly. It may feel like the threat of Russia to Ukraine is one that is far away, geographically speaking, but it affects every person in this room today. It will determine over the course of your lives what rules apply to Russia, to China, to all countries that seek to expand their territory through the use of force and intimidation. Fortunately, we live in democracies where we get to discuss human rights and debate why they matter. You, the next generation of leaders, will decide whether these rules live on, whether these rules are strengthened, and whether human rights are protected. That is why Global Classroom's Model UN Conference matters, because the debates and discussions recognize that there are rules, there are rights, and that they must be protected. The Global Classrooms Conference initiative has survived challenges and grown throughout the years, positively affecting so many lives. This success is due to the hard work and dedication of students like you, of your parents, of your teachers, of local officials, and of our partners, the United Nations Associations of the United States, Madrid's Department of Education, the Fulbright Commission, and the British Council. We owe a very special thank you to the teachers, the Fulbright English teaching assistants, bilingual coordinators, and sponsoring schools who have done so much these past few months to help all the students prepare and succeed in these debates. Thank you for your dedication to these students and for contributing the extra time and effort required to participate in this meaningful program. After all the hard work and preparation, you now better understand the ever greater complexity of the global environment, the number of stakeholders involved, and the effort required to analyze and propose potential solutions. The knowledge you acquired in preparation for the debates is important, but the skills you have refined will serve you best in the years ahead. The ability to analyze, debate, and speak publicly about complex issues will set you apart from your peers at university and later as professionals. All of you are preparing to be leaders in a complicated world, a world in which you will need to speak foreign languages, understand the implications of international events, and navigate a multipolar, globalized world. You are the ones who will have to counter the threats and challenges facing our democratic societies, the climate crisis, cyber attacks, current and future pandemics, geopolitical threats, and you all will need to defend democracy, human rights, and the rules-based international order beyond our borders through NATO, the UN, and other multilateral fora. Thank you again for the chance to be here today to celebrate the success of Madrid's Model UN. Congratulations on your accomplishments. Now I hope that you all go out into the world, apply what you have learned, and make it better. Thank you.
Tiene a continuación la palabra la viceconsejera de Política Educativa de la Consejería de Educación, Universidades, Ciencia y Portavocía del Gobierno, Rocío Albert.
Buenas tardes. En primer lugar, quiero dar las gracias a la presidenta de la Asamblea, mi querida amiga Eugenia, al vicepresidente segundo de la Mesa de la Asamblea, a los diputados, por supuesto también al agregado cultural de la Embajada de Estados Unidos, que tan inspiradora ha sido con sus palabras, también, por supuesto, a la jefa de programa de Fulbright, querida Catherine, por supuesto también a Mark Levy, que todos los años se suma a acompañarnos como director de programas del British Council, a mi amiga y directora general de Bilingüismo y Calidad de la Enseñanza, querida Mercedes, que hace tanto por que estos programas se conviertan en una realidad, a toda la comunidad educativa, a los directores, a los profesores, a los asesores lingüísticos y, sobre todo, buenas tardes, good afternoon, a todos los alumnos que hoy participáis en esta 16ª edición de Global Classroom. Se dice pronto, pero mantener 16 ediciones de una actividad es algo muy difícil. Y si se mantiene a lo largo del tiempo es porque es algo realmente importante. Global Classroom, la verdad es que no sería posible sin las instituciones que he comentado. Por supuesto, la Asamblea de Madrid, que nos lleva prestando su sala, esta maravillosa sala donde todos los jueves en pleno, todos los jueves menos los últimos de mes, por eso hoy estamos aquí, se sientan todos los diputados, los representantes de la Comunidad de Madrid a debatir, a hablar, a buscar soluciones, pero siempre soluciones que sean a través de la palabra. Por supuesto, también este programa no sería posible si no fuera gracias a la Embajada de Estados Unidos, a la Comisión Fulbright y al British Council, que llevan generosamente ayudando para que nuestros alumnos puedan participar en Global Classroom año tras año. Y sobre todo, lo que ya os decía, a todos los que lo hacéis posibles. ¿Qué es lo que venimos hoy a hacer aquí? Pues hoy venimos a reconocer el mérito de las 50 mejores delegaciones que han llegado hasta aquí. Se dice pronto, pero se han presentado 655 delegaciones de más de 131 institutos bilingües de la Comunidad de Madrid. Y tras negociar, acordar, demostrar que se puede llegar a acuerdos, hoy estáis aquí representando lo mejor de cada uno de los centros y de cada uno de los institutos de la Comunidad de Madrid. Enhorabuena ya solo por ello. Como la mayoría ya sabéis, pues Global Classroom es una iniciativa que tiene ya una larga trayectoria y que lo que hace es convertiros en embajadores, en representantes de los distintos países para buscar soluciones a problemáticas comunes, pero siempre soluciones por la vía de la palabra, acuerdos, consensos, que es muy importante. Por supuesto, a través de Global Classroom practicáis el idioma, el inglés, fundamental. Ya lo ha expresado la presidenta de la Asamblea, que es una herramienta que te abre muchos lugares y acceso a muchos trabajos en el mundo. Pero no es solo eso, es que aprendéis a hablar en público, a respetar el turno de palabra, a debatir, a buscar acuerdos. Y eso es tan importante o más como lo que es el idioma en sí mismo. De hecho, podría celebrarse en cualquier otro idioma y seguiría siendo también igual de importante. Por eso, yo creo que de aquí, como decía antes Cathy, pues probablemente esto os va a servir en vuestra vida seguro. Algunos porque os surgirán las ganas de dedicaros y ser servidores públicos, lo cual ya os digo todos los que lo somos que nos quejamos, pero es un orgullo, estamos encantados de hacerlo. O dedicarse a la vida diplomática, como es el caso de Spencer. Y en cualquier caso, os dediquéis a lo que os dediquéis, esto siempre será una buena herramienta para aprender el modo en el que se deben tener las reuniones y buscar las soluciones. Este año, además, tenéis la suerte de que los finalistas, las 10 delegaciones que hoy se eligen, de las cuales saldrán las cinco finalistas con sus 10 personas correspondientes, tenéis la oportunidad de volver a ir a Naciones Unidas, a Nueva York. Ya lo han comentado, lo mucho que se disfruta. Tenéis que ser conscientes, digo, de la suerte, porque en las 2 ediciones anteriores, debido a la pandemia, todo fue virtual. Y vuestros compañeros no tuvieron esa oportunidad. O sea que disfrutadla mucho, aprender mucho y poder contárselo a vuestros compañeros, porque yo creo que es una experiencia maravillosa. Aún así, quiero resaltar que el año pasado, aunque fuera virtual, Madrid obtuvo el premio a la mejor de la Best Delegation of the Global Classroom, con lo cual tenemos que estar muy orgullosos. Cuando nos ponemos a hacer las cosas, las hacemos muy bien y sabemos debatir, representar a nuestros intereses y hacer las cosas bien. Y sobre el tema, ya mucho se ha dicho, pero me parece que es un tema fundamental el que os ha tocado debatir. ¿Por qué? Porque otros temas pues pueden ser que no le vaya a pasar a todo el mundo, pero el hecho de los derechos, de la protección de los derechos de las personas mayores, es que todos vamos a llegar a mayores, unos antes, como Marc, y otros un poquito después, pero todos vamos a llegar, porque es inevitable. Y lo cierto es que es la única forma de que entremos un poco en la empatía de esa etapa de la vida que no es es la que uno tiene grandes recuerdos, pero que no se encuentra a lo mejor en plenas facultades o físicas o cognitivas, y que a veces tiene algo que dice nuestra presidenta muchas veces, una soledad indeseada. Y por tanto hay que proteger a las personas mayores y hay que proteger sus derechos. Cosas tan sencillas como que puedan seguir utilizando los bancos comerciales porque ellos no están acostumbrados como nosotros a utilizar la banca electrónica, pues es importante y eso es lo que habéis estado haciendo vosotros. Buscar soluciones para un mundo más justo. Y creo que eso os honra a todos vosotros porque habéis estado investigando, debatiendo, buscando consensos y por eso hoy estáis aquí. La verdad es que es un verdadero honor participar en sesiones como estas. Y eso que lo que decía al principio, Global Classroom tiene una importante andadura. Estamos en la 16ª edición. Empezó en el año 2006 y empezaron 10 institutos. Como suele empezar todo, poquito a poco, pero cuando algo va funcionando se va expandiendo y hoy en día la mitad de los institutos de la Comunidad de Madrid que son bilingües, pues casi la mitad participan en Global Classroom y por ello estamos muy orgullosos de este programa. Igual que estamos orgullosos de este programa, que es una insignia del programa bilingüe de la Comunidad de Madrid, y tenemos que estar muy contentos con nuestro programa bilingüe porque es una de las mayores representantes de la igualdad de oportunidades. Hace años solo podía saber correctamente inglés el que tenía la oportunidad de salir al extranjero o de ir al British Council durante muchos años o tener un profesor particular. Pero hoy lo cierto es que con el programa de bilingüismo todo el mundo tiene esa escalera social y puede aprender inglés correctamente, como lo veremos a continuación. Muchas de las personas que hablan aquí inglés lo hablan mucho mejor que yo, que estuve en Estados Unidos, pero que sin embargo no fui a un colegio bilingüe. Creo que es una oportunidad que no se debe desdeñar y por eso debemos estar muy orgullosos. Por eso además quiero insistir en esa apoyo, felicitación a los equipos directivos, a los profesores, a los asesores lingüísticos, a los asesores que llevan este programa dentro de la dirección general para que sea posible. Porque nosotros podríamos poner muchos programas en marcha y de hecho vamos poniendo muchos programas, pero aquellos que se consolidan son aquellos que son apoyados por los centros, que conocen su valor, que conocen su importancia y el programa bilingüe es uno de ellos. Por eso, enhorabuena a todos los que participáis y a todos los que participamos porque creo que es una buena cosa. Voy acabando y para no repetirme simplemente quería acabar. Atrás tenemos el mural de la ciudad inacabada. ¿Por qué? Porque una ciudad nunca se acaba, una ciudad crea, unas cosas se pierden pero aparecen otras. El eslogan de Global Classroom es Live, Live and Learn. ¿Qué quiere decir esto? Pues que de aquí surge una oportunidad para crear a partir de hoy con esta actividad, pero a lo largo de todas vuestras vidas, oportunidades para hacer que un mundo mejor, dárselo a los demás y crear una sociedad mejor. Muchas gracias, enhorabuena a todos vosotros y esperamos que disfrutéis mucho de esta jornada.
Bueno, me animo a llamaros señorías, que es como yo me refiero a los diputados cuando estamos en el Pleno todos los jueves, como muy bien ha dicho la viceconsejera. Señorías, yo os traslado mi enhorabuena sincera por esa participación tan exitosa en el proceso que os ha traído hasta aquí, hasta la Asamblea de Madrid. Mi gratitud también, porque creo que ese esfuerzo del que he aludido antes os hace referentes para todos los que vengan detrás y necesitamos referentes en la vida, creo que vosotros estáis siendo referentes y para terminar, bueno, pues tanto a vosotros que estáis aquí y también a todos los que os seguirán, a todos los que vendrán, las puertas de esta casa de la Asamblea de Madrid están abiertas siempre para todos vosotros. Muchas gracias a las instituciones que hacéis posible este magnífico programa por pensar un año más en la casa de todos los madrileños, que es la Asamblea de Madrid. Es un verdadero honor contar con vuestra presencia en este hemiciclo. Muchas gracias.
A continuación, tiene la palabra Pablo García Domínguez, embajador y secretario general de la Conferencia Youth Month Madrid 2021, Fundación Promoción Social, formador en debate y en oratoria del CEU San Pablo, grado en Estudios Internacionales. Muchas gracias.
Good afternoon. As said, my name is Pablo García Rodríguez. I am 21 years old, and I'm a volunteer for Youth Moon Madrid. I am also the Ambassador and Secretary General of the 2021 Youth Moon Madrid. And I have been asked to tell you about our program and to tell you about my experience with it. I hope that you will find some similarities with your own program, Global Classrooms, and perhaps consider continuing your experience with Model United Nations in the future. So, the first thing you will ask yourself is, what is this? What is Youth Moon Madrid? Well, this is an initiative organized by Fundación Promoción Social, and the mission of the Youth Moon Madrid is to reach beyond the classroom, breaking physical, geographical, cultural, and pandemic borders, so that young people from the community of Madrid and around the world acquire a global perspective on current issues through their participation in the Model United Nations program for young people. It is aimed at secondary school and university students from all public, state, and private schools. What makes our program unique is that it is very flexible and accessible, allowing a small group of students to participate without the need of a whole school to commit to the project, or even for a teacher to supervise it directly. Although, of course, this is always desirable. It also allows schools that are further away from the city center to participate in Model United Nations activities, which are usually only organized at city centers. And students who participate have the option to do so in English or Spanish, which allows both foreign language teachers to supervise the activity and even Spanish language teachers who are interested in this project, Model United Nations. From among many of our experienced volunteers, we provide coaches who will work with the students who sign up for the program. These coaches can be teachers, students, or even parents. What matters is that they are passionate and committed about the Model United Nations, and they, of course, acquire the necessary training for the program. To help our students and volunteers, we have designed a bilingual online platform that includes self-learning digital and audiovisual materials which students can have access to when they join. We have designed our material in collaboration with the United Nations Association of Spain, and it includes online workshops to help students develop skills such as critical thinking, public speaking, negotiation, position paper writing, and more things that you will need here. This year, we are lucky that we have received the support of 2 public calls from Consejería de Familia, Juventud y Política Social from la Comunidad de Madrid, and from Erasmus Plus, to help us keep growing and improving our program. It might surprise you to learn that last year, 44 students participating in our Youth Moon Madrid program belong to the community of Madrid. That's a total of 150 students, 20 adult facilitators, and 20 university volunteers, just like myself. And in this edition, a total of 350 students, 33 facilitators, and 20 volunteers from the community of Madrid will be participating. I've been told that one of the 2 bilingual public schools that participated is actually here today among the top 50 delegations of this year's Global Classroom. ES Luis García Berlanga from Coslada, they participated with 13 students and 2 teachers. The other school is ES Rosa Chacel from Colmenar Viejo, and they have participated with 28 students and 2 teachers. Last year, despite the pandemic, we were able to celebrate our inauguration ceremony in the Senate of Spain on June 11th, and students from these schools were present on that day. This year, ES Luis García Berlanga and ES Rosa Chacel continue to participate in our Youth Moon Madrid program, along with schools such as Isaac Peral from Torrejón de Ardoz. In fact, 3 students from ES Luis García Berlanga are part of the team of volunteers who will lead one of the committees of our Model United Nations conference in June. Perhaps in a year or two, some of you sitting here today will join them. However, I have now an important message for all of you. So if you don't mind, I will change my language to Spanish, dado que quiero que este mensaje cale bien en todos vosotros. Hoy me presento aquí, como muchos de nosotros, como una persona que tiene muchísimo que aprender todavía, pero que le encanta enseñar lo que sabe. Es un privilegio para mí dirigirme a 50 de las mejores delegaciones de las 655 que han participado en esta conferencia de Global Classrooms Madrid. Como decía, mi nombre es Pablo García y podría presentarme como estudiante universitario, como profesor de debate y oratoria, como amigo, como hijo, pero todo esto no expresaría realmente lo que soy. En cualquier caso, sí que me gustaría dirigirme a vosotros con una cosa de la cual me siento tremendamente orgulloso de ser. Y eso es de ser joven. Y es algo que todos tenemos aquí hoy en común. En cualquier caso, me gustaría empezar diciendo que es una pena, ¿no?, cada mañana cuando abro el periódico y leo las siguientes noticias. Cerca del 20% de los españoles con 14 años han estado en salas de juego o han apostado alguna vez. España tiene el récord en la Unión Europea con un 17% de personas que dejan el colegio. 53% de los jóvenes españoles entre los 25 y los 29 años tienen grandes dificultades para independizarse. El desempleo juvenil en España en diciembre de 2021 rozaba el 30%. La salud mental es, entre los jóvenes de 19 años, uno de sus grandes retos. Tristemente, esta bella palabra, juventud, a veces aparece oscurecida por actos, por eventos, por comportamientos que realmente no nos definen a todos. Para poner todos estos datos un poco en contexto, voy a utilizar un número, ¿no? 41%. 41% de los jóvenes españoles están en alguna universidad o estudian algún título, un grado universitario. Bien, esto es una buena noticia, podríamos considerarlo como tal, ¿verdad? Comparado con las medias de la Unión Europea y la OCDE, estamos por encima de la media, ¿no? Entonces, podríamos decir que en España literalmente hacemos los deberes. Pero todo esto me preguntaréis, Pablo, ¿y cómo es posible que siendo una de las naciones que más estudiamos y que más nos preparamos para el futuro, somos en contrapartida unas de las juventudes que más complicado lo tienen? Bueno, muy a mi pesar, y mencionando algo que seguramente ya hayan escuchado antes, es que desafortunadamente un título universitario hoy en día ya no te asegura nada. Ahora seguro que cambiáis esa cara, delegados, estudiantes, de interrogación por una más de rabia, ¿verdad, Pablo? Se supone que estamos aquí algunas de las mentes más brillantes del futuro de España y nos vienes a decir esto. ¿Cómo puede ser? Lo único que puedo contestar a esta pregunta es con una sincera sonrisa, porque, como ya dijo en El Principito, muchas cosas, lo esencial es muchas veces invisible a los ojos. Y en mi caso, lo esencial es ante los míos. Delegados, vosotros, nosotros, la juventud, tenemos en nuestra mano el poder y la capacidad real de cambiar las cosas. Es verdad que a veces la opinión pública no intenta ensalzar esa juventud, ¿no?, que creemos que somos muchos de nosotros. Pero no podemos olvidar que la palabra juventud, como decía, aparece definida en el diccionario de la RAE como energía, vigor y frescura. Y si esto le añadimos un toque personal, al que yo añadiría valentía y una pizca de locura, tenemos ante nosotros la fórmula perfecta para cambiar el paradigma y conseguir lo que firmemente creo que necesitamos y que merecemos. A veces esta palabra, juventud, se centra en una connotación negativa, como si la inexperiencia o la falta de conocimiento fuese una enfermedad difícil de curar. Bueno, esta cura, me gustaría decirles que se encuentra en esta misma sala, en esta misma asamblea. Y esta cura se encuentra entre todos nosotros. Esta cura se encuentra en los discursos de apertura que ustedes estarán formulando en los próximos días. Se encuentra en los documentos de posición y las resoluciones que ustedes sacarán adelante. Se encuentra en su atrevimiento en dejar su zona de confort y en conseguir unas habilidades como la cooperación, la negociación o el trabajo en equipo que ya han sido mencionadas con anterioridad, que les harán muchos mejores delegados, desde luego personas, y que creo que tienen mucho que enseñar a todos aquellos que nos ven en este sentido. También se encontrarán las conversaciones y los lazos que establezcan entre ustedes. También se encuentra en el entusiasmo y en el convencimiento de hacer este mundo un lugar un poquito mejor. También se encuentra en el coraje que nos caracteriza al estar delante de una audiencia y poder pronunciar estas palabras. También se encuentra discutiendo, mejor dicho, dialogando con gente que realmente a lo mejor no tiene lo mismo o las mismas ideas que nosotros. Y que, por suerte, tenemos aún el coraje y la valentía de poder retar nuestras propias ideas y dejar que otras nuevas entren. También se encuentra la energía que nos empuja como motor de cambio en nuestra sociedad. Y también se encuentra en la firme idea de que el futuro, por destino o por medio del signo de la demografía, se encuentra también en nuestras manos. Somos muy afortunados de poder caernos y de poder volvernos a levantar, y caernos y poder volvernos a levantar, y correr y desrecorrer caminos sin que esos kilómetros de más nos pesen en nuestras espaldas. ¿Por qué? Porque al fin y al cabo, como decía y como vengo diciendo durante este discurso, somos jóvenes. Puede que estas palabras se tilden de ingenuas, pero creo que si hay algún foro en el que podemos pronunciarlas, es este. Y al fin y al cabo, ¿qué quieren que les diga? Somos jóvenes y tenemos la capacidad de poder equivocarnos. Porque creo que una persona que nunca lo intentó una persona que nunca cometió errores es una persona que nunca lo intentó. Por esta razón, y lejos de transmitir algún tipo de pesimismo, me gustaría poner un grito en el cielo para la juventud, por nuestra energía, para poder crecer, para poder cambiar las cosas, para aprender y finalmente para dejar este mundo un poquito mejor de como lo encontramos. Permitidme ahora, para terminar, que saque un poco mi vena scout. Es algo de lo que estoy muy orgulloso y no sé si algunos de ustedes lo conocerán, pero les pongo un poco en contexto. El fundador del movimiento Scout mundial, Robert Baden-Powell, una vez puso esta frase en contexto, y es que cuanta más responsabilidad das a un joven, mejor la llevará a cabo, simplemente por el hecho de que confiaste en él esa tarea. Por mi parte, como embajador y secretario general de Youth Moon Madrid 2021, no tengo nada más que añadir y paso la palabra a ustedes, delegados. Enhorabuena, porque habéis dado el primer paso para participar en el Global Classrooms de Madrid 2022. Este mundo necesita de nosotros, necesita de nuestra juventud, necesita de nuestra pasión, necesita de nuestros sueños. Por favor, seguid despejando el prefijo im de la palabra imposible. Ya habéis dado el primer paso. Muchísimas gracias.
Muchas gracias, Pablo. A continuación tiene la palabra Pablo del Olmo Medina, alumno del Instituto Isaac Peral de Torrejón de Ardoz, que fue el año pasado miembro de Global Classroom 2021.
Good evening, everyone. Before beginning, I would like to express my most sincere gratitude to all of you for granting me the opportunity of being here today. 1 year. In fact, a little more than 1 year has passed since I began this path. A path in which my peers and I found countless surprises each time we took a step forward, while getting to know the true meaning of the words learn, live, and lead, a path called Global Classrooms. Today, 12 months later, I close my eyes, and among all of the memories I can relive at this moment, this is one of the best I could choose. Therefore, it is easy to come to the conclusion that an experience like this changes your life forever, enabling huge personal growth and pulling your aptitudes to the limit. Now, if I look at you, I can see a new generation of promising stars who are currently going across this path. A huge group of young people who can look back to the past when their odyssey was just starting and they were inexperienced, only to return their sight to the present and realize of everything they have learned from themselves and their partners. As a matter of fact, when I look at you, I do not only see teenagers like me. I can picture the image of dozens of ambassadors who will be able to represent not only this country, but also its entire population in the United Nations. Firstly, in order to reach this point, you have worked as hard as ever, acquiring skills that I can guarantee will be useful for your further studies and even your lives. You have become experts in writing, oratory, diplomacy, persuasion, cooperation, and role-playing. In addition to this, you are now more aware of this world's affairs. I am sure that whenever you hear a piece of news about the elderly in the television, you pay attention automatically to it. Secondly, although this is an awesome experience, you have come across multiple obstacles in your way, which you have overcome in the most imaginative ways. For instance, the still remaining pandemic was always present during my Global Classrooms experience, so we found a way of going to Madrid's and New York's assemblies through online conferences. COVID-19 deprived us from traveling, but it was not able to destroy our resolve in those moments of vulnerability. Finally, during these months, you have definitely experienced extraordinary moments that will be engraved in your minds forever. Notwithstanding, memories are useless when you have nobody to share them with. But fortunately, this initiative has granted students the opportunity of meeting new people with whom you will be able to create unbreakable bonds. As a result of these 3 points that I have already mentioned, the only thing I can do now is to give you my most heartfelt congratulations. You can rest assured that with people like you, this is a generation which will improve the world sooner than you may believe. I wish you the best of all luck in your lives because you truly deserve it. Just before arriving to the end of this speech, I cannot forget to mention all those people who have been our torches, since without them, it would have been impossible to be where we are today. On behalf of all the students here, I would like to express our gratitude to all the families that are our bases, to the conversation assistants who have helped us develop our confidence and skills, to the executive team of schools that put their faith in programs like this, to the bilingual coordinators and teachers who have integrated this activity in their own classes, to our partners who have worked very hard next to us, and last but not least, to the entire team of Global Classrooms due to all their effort in order to guarantee that this project is better every year. And now, returning to the start of this story, do you remember when I talked about the beginning of a path called Global Classrooms? I did not mention anything about its end. That is, in fact, because it gives you a suitcase full of self-learning, unforgettable memories, and fantastic friends that will remain with you for the rest of your lives. Consequently, when this experience seems to have arrived at its end, remember, it is not a goodbye, but a see you soon. Thank you for your attention and dare to dream.
Gracias, Pablo. A continuación tienen la palabra Kirsten Sauceda y Sharon Young, auxiliares de conversación Fulbright, mentoras y coordinadoras de esta edición de Global Classroom.
Diplomacy, critical thinking, public speaking, teamwork, and empathy. These are just a few of the skills that this year's participants of the Global Classroom Conference have learned. As mentors leading this year's conference, we have seen thousands of students, and they have confidently presented their opening speech, debated in moderated and unmoderated caucus, and written joint resolutions. Through this experience, students have taken on a new perspective and voice of another country. And this newfound perspective from Global Classrooms is life-changing. And I know this because Pablo de Olmo, who just spoke before me, was one of my Global Classroom students last year. And within the past year, I have got to see him transform into the young man with such great poise that you saw today. He and many of you in the audience are part of the Global Classrooms family that will grow year after year. You have made the connections, and we hope that you continue this legacy and pass this on to next year's class. You are the present and the future of Global Classrooms, and we are so excited to celebrate the achievement of you being part of the top 50 for the 2022 Global Classrooms Conference. Global Classroom is a special program that we hold dear to our heart, and this program would not be possible without the collaboration of the Comunidad de Madrid, Consejería, Fulbright, the U.S. Embassy, and the British Council. We want to thank these organizations for supporting Global Classroom's mission. And I, of course, want to thank all of our Global Classroom language assistants. You are the heart of this program. We could not have done it without all of your help and dedication. We have been working with all the GCLAs since early October when they arrived in Madrid. Since then, we have been leading jornadas both online and in person, and we've been walking them through every step of this conference. The GCLAs were the one who prepared and worked with the students in the classroom, week after week after week, and we are so proud of you, and you should be so proud of what you've accomplished with your students. Since Sharon and I worked the conference last year, we were able to see returners who were able to come back and be GCLAs again. And we really relied on your passion for this program. This year, we had over 150 GCLAs serve the program. They were tasked with not only teaching the curriculum in the classroom, but also serving as the dais. They were your chairs, your rapporteurs, your evaluators, and your directors, and they got to see you shine doing exactly what they taught you. And through this experience, they got to witness everything come together and see the big picture of what Global Classroom is. The auxiliares have been helping the Global Classroom program for the last 10 years. And we know that this partnership between the auxiliares and the Comunidad de Madrid will strengthen just as the program will grow. This program started with just 10 schools. And here we are now, together. And I mean together, every single person in this room, we helped lead a conference over 1,300 students, over 130 schools, and we brought awareness to great issues such as ageism, and together we came up with solutions on how to protect the rights of the elderly.
Although Global Classrooms is a UN simulation, we must remember that the topics covered are very real issues that countries face. Protecting the rights of the elderly will only become more pressing with the global trend of aging populations. Through this conference, students were encouraged to tackle the issue in 4 main areas: human rights, workforce and retirement, healthcare, and age-friendly environments. Here are some of the solutions they proposed. Educational workshops for the elderly, led by student volunteers. Increasing accessibility of cities with mindful architecture and engineering. And improvements to geriatric healthcare and home living through AI technology. These solutions were thoughtful, well-researched, and feasible. Who knows? You may very well see some of these solutions come true in the near future. A recurring theme in all of the delegation's responses to the question, "What has Global Classrooms taught you?" was how students evolved from having doubts about their ability to create change to having realizations of just how capable they are of it, no matter their age. Watching the delegates debate this year was quite a sight. Imagine 5 laptops laid out across a table, simultaneously running 5 different corporate Zoom meetings. This was the daily scene at our Global Classrooms headquarters. It wasn't the scene any of us had envisioned in the fall, but nevertheless, I think we are all thankful that an online conference was able to move forward. We couldn't have imagined this conference being successful without the resources that were available to all of us, including the technology and the facilities at CRIF Acacias. The experience all of us have gained in the past few years, learning, teaching, and working virtually, were evident. The students and language assistants showed ease and adaptability in the front of the screen, and with any technical difficulties, they were able to power through. And lastly, to all of our delegations, even by participating in this conference virtually, we hope it was as enriching an experience as those of the students before you. In a time when the world feels disconnected, we hope that the idea of being a global citizen never leaves you. As former model UN students ourselves, Kristen and I assure you that the connection you have with the countries you represented in the Global Classrooms Conference will always be with you. Years from now, you will find yourself still drawn to any news of that place that you were once a delegate for, way back in 3rd of ESO. We would like to once again thank all of you and your teachers and your language assistants for another successful conference. Congratulations.
Gracias, Kirsten y Sharon. Y a continuación tiene la palabra Miguel Fournier, alumno de Derecho y Relaciones Internacionales de Comillas y exalumno del IES Camilo José Cela y participante de Global Classroom en 2015.
Well, I guess right now you're probably feeling a mix of things. Many of you are probably thrilled about the whole experience. Many of you are probably just nervous about the whole prize ceremony and what can come afterwards. Many of you are probably just tired after so many speeches. I'm the last one, so don't worry about that. 7 years ago, I was sitting exactly where you're sitting right now and feeling exactly the same way. I had just taken part in the Madrid rounds within a team from IES Camilo José Cela, who I don't know if is here today. Eventually, I went to New York, and 1 year later, I got to share my experience there from this very podium. So it's really amazing to be back here at the Asamblea to share my experience in Global Classrooms and how it has affected me over the years. A lot of things have changed over these years, but one thing hasn't. One thing you've probably heard countless times from your teachers, your language assistants, and so on, but one that is actually true for me, and I'm sure will eventually be true for many of you. And that is the Global Classrooms has changed my life. There, in Global Classrooms, I met the friend who spoke to me about the International Baccalaureate program, which I ended up studying for 2 demanding and enriching years at the IES Ramiro de Maeztu. There, my curiosity for global policymaking turned into a passion and into the dual degree in law and international relations I'm studying right now. There, seeing people come together around proposals to address key issues for all, I discovered my calling for public service. There, I confirmed how much I enjoyed public speaking. I have since represented my university, comillas, in several debate tournaments, actually with another friend from Global Classrooms. I have taught debating skills, and now I co-direct and adjudicate 2 debate tournaments organized by the Comunidad de Madrid in comillas, in English, et aussi en français. And allow me a little publicity pause. If you want to take part, you're more than welcome to take part. Vous êtes les bienvenus. So, it's not exaggeration to say the Global Classrooms was the first big step for many of the decisions and projects that have come afterwards. And this is the first thing that Global Classrooms has meant to me. It has been a springboard that, in hindsight, opened the door to so many opportunities that have shaped who I am and what I want to achieve. But it's the first, but far from the only thing that Global Classrooms has added to my life. And I'm going to focus right now on 3 more ideas: adaptation, curiosity, and perspective. Now, the point of sharing these ideas is not me coming here and saying, well, look at us. I mean, we're so cool. We've gone to New York. We've done a lot of amazing things. No, it's not about that. The point here is being aware of how much this experience can give you, as it gave me, not only now that you're just in it, but also after the years and beyond. So, adaptation. Throughout the conferences, as many of you probably know by now, I had to go from counting that everything was going to go according to my plan to actually learning to improvise and to adapt my plan as was necessary. For example, when I didn't get into the speakers list in Madrid, as I'm sure has been the case in many of you, and you know the problem that is, or in New York, when I had to speak to a lot of people from different backgrounds, different cultures, older than me, and had a far better grasp of the issues than I did. And I ultimately learned that the main thing you can control is not what happens, but what you do and how you react to what happens. And this apparently little thing has made a very big difference in all the projects and settings I've been in, from debating tournaments and even exams to my Erasmus exchange or any associations I have joined. So adaptation, curiosity. Thanks to Global Classrooms and the people I met there, I had access to topics, ways of working, and activities that we don't really see in class. I mean, just think of it. You guys are 14, 15 years old. You're already working on the issues that some of the smartest minds around the world are focusing on right now. From, in this particular case, helping the elderly, but in my promotion, for example, achieving the green transition, ending hunger, or actually preventing war, as we heard a few minutes ago. And many of you probably have interests one could call freaky or weird, but these interests can actually make a difference in the end. For instance, one friend of mine, he was passionate about space exploration. He passed on that passion to me, and I ended up doing a project on space law, which I didn't know existed, but it turns out it does, and it's something quite important. Another friend discovered he was passionate about renewable energies in one of the conferences and went on to study industrial engineering. So curiosity, the drive to explore all these areas can really lead you to unexpected results that can be very, very rewarding. And the third idea, perspective. Not everyone has the opportunity we had and now you have. And some of the day-to-day problems that we keep on complaining every day pale in comparison to the issues you're dealing with in the conferences. Global Classrooms has taught me to try and focus on what is really important, to try and make a difference there, and above all, to try and value the opportunities that appear without taking them, or especially the people who make them possible, for granted. And in my case, I wouldn't have had this opportunity, and the many that came as a result of it, as will surely be your case, without my family. My mother and my grandparents are there. My friends, especially Álvaro, Blanca, Fernando, Inés, Jessica, Juan, Laura, Maria, and Joel. They were the group I went to New York with. They were the first true group of friends I had, and the thoughts and reflections I'm sharing with you here today, they're also theirs. Also our teachers, Ana, Fernando, and Daniel, our Fulbrighters, Lauren, May, and Karsten, the bilingual education system we all come from here in Madrid, all the institutions that supported us, and all the people we met and didn't meet along the way. So springboard, adaptation, curiosity, perspective. It is tough to reduce global classrooms to 4 words, but after 7 years, they're the ones that best represent the impact this program has had on my life and can have on yours. After 7 years, I still see global classrooms as what I did back then, a window to the real world, to a door to great skills, friends, opportunities. Now it's for you to go through that door and make the most of it. As a wise man once said, now is not the end, it is not even the beginning of the end, but it is perhaps the end of the beginning. Go for it, guys. Thank you very much.
Muchas gracias, Miguel. Veo que aquí hay muchos posibles políticos en el futuro que nos acompañan. A continuación va a tener lugar la entrega de diplomas a las 50 delegaciones finalistas, es lo que hoy venimos a celebrar, y será la presidenta de la Asamblea, en su caso yo la sustituyo, y los socios los que entregaremos los diplomas, con lo cual podemos empezar a...
Sí, Rocío, los voy llamando. Bueno, pues, esteemed delegates, this is the part we rehearsed before, you remember, right? Okay, so I'm going to call the first 10 delegations. You're going to come back down here and line up, okay? Kirsten and Sarah, you're ready to go. Alfonso Moreno, Alfredo Kraus, Alpajés, Costa Rica, Alpajés, Pakistán. Sorry, Antares, Pakistan, yes. Antares, United Arab Emirates. Blas de Otero, Cervantes, Greece. Cervantes, Iraq. Cervantes, Ethiopia. Ciudad de los Poetas. Please come down and get ready. And to give this award, we will call upon Mark Levy for the first 10 awards. Mark, if you'll join us, please. All right. Okay, so Alfonso Moreno, Argentina, please come forward for your Best Delegation Award. Shake hands on. Thank you, Alfonso Moreno. Alfredo Kraus, Best Delegation, Thailand. Thank you. Alpajés, Best Delegation, Costa Rica. Congratulations, Alpajés. Antares, Pakistan. Congratulations, Antares, Pakistan. Congratulations, Pakistan. Antares, second best delegation on their day of committee. United Arab Emirates, please come forward. Congratulations, Antares, United Arab Emirates. Blas de Otero, Philippines. Blas de Otero, Philippines. Congratulations. Cervantes, Greece. Please come forward. Congratulations, Cervantes, Greece. Best delegation. Cervantes, second best delegation on your day of committee, Iraq. We congratulate Iraq. Thank you, Iraq. Cervantes, third best delegation on the day of their committee, Ethiopia. Thank you, Cervantes, Ethiopia. Ciudad de los Poetas, South Africa. Please come forward. Thank you, South Africa. Don't be afraid to have pictures taken with the elderly. Thank you, Mark Levy. Yes, thank you. You may go up. We call down the next 10 delegations. Diego Velázquez, El Salvador. Diego Velázquez, Ghana. El Álamo. El Burgo, Ignacio Echevarría. El Escorial. Fortuny, Australia. Fortuny, Turkey. Galileo Galilei. Gerardo Diego, Russia. And Gerardo Diego, Ghana. Also behind them, lined up and ready to go, I will call the next 10, so you're ready down there. Gerardo Diego, Brazil. Gran Capitan, Romania. Gran Capitan, Singapore. Isaac Albeniz, Kenya. Jaime Ferran, Japan and Iraq. Joaquín Turín, Algeria. José García Nieto, Tanzania. Juan Bautista Monegro, Czech Republic, and Las Rozas de Madrid, Afghanistan. To award the next set of awards, we call on Catherine Maddles, Chief Program at the Fulbright Commission. And we call forward Diego Velázquez, El Salvador. Please come forward to receive Best Delegation Award. Thank you, Diego Velázquez. Second Diego Velázquez Committee, Ghana. Thank you, Diego Velázquez. El Alamo, United Kingdom, please come forward for your Best Delegation Award. Remember to show those diplomas for the picture. El Alamo, United Kingdom. Thank you, El Alamo. El Burgo, Ignacio Echevarría, Egypt. Please come forward. Thank you, El Burgo. Ignacio Echevarría. We now call upon El Escorial, Sweden. Best delegation to El Escorial, Sweden. Thank you, El Escorial. Fortuny with 2 delegations. We call forward Fortuny, Australia. Best delegation, Fortuny, Australia. Thank you. Fortuny, Turkey. Best delegation award to Fortuny, Turkey. Remember, these are the 50 best delegations over the 10 days of conference, 655 delegations. Galileo Galilei, India. Best delegation, Galileo Galilei, India. Wonderful. Gerardo Diego, Russia. Gerardo Diego, Russia. Best Delegation. And Gerardo Diego, second Best Delegation, Ghana. Congratulations, Ghana, on your Best Delegation. And thank you, Catherine Meadows from the Fulbright Commission. For our next award, we call upon Cultural Attaché, Mr. Spencer Kreider from the U.S. Embassy. May you please come down to hand out the next set of awards. Who knows, Mr. Kreider, if one of these awards will stop international conflict in the future? Let's hope so. Gran Capitan, Brazil, please come forward. Best delegation from Gran Capitan, Brazil. Second best delegation from Gran Capitan, Romania. Romania, please step forward. Thank you, Romania. Gran Capitan, Singapore. 3 best delegations for Gran Capitan today. Congratulations. Gran Capitan, Singapore. Isaac Albeniz, Kenya. Best Delegation Award for Isaac Albeniz, Kenya. Congratulations, Kenya. Jaime Ferran, Japan. Please come forward. Best Delegation Award for Jaime Ferran, Japan. Congratulations. Second best delegation for Japan, for the delegation of Iraq. Please step forward, Iraq. Congratulations, Iraq. Joaquin Turina, Algeria. Please step forward for your Best Delegation Award. Congratulations. José García Nieto, Tanzania. José García Nieto, Tanzania. Best Delegation Award. Congratulations, Tanzania. Juan Bautista Monegro, Czech Republic. Juan Bautista Monegro, Czech Republic. Congratulations. Las Rozas de Madrid, Afghanistan. Congratulations. Congratulations, and we thank Mr. Spencer Kreider for giving these awards. I call for the next 20 delegations, okay? Los Castillos, Luis García Berlanga, Costa Rica, Luis García Berlanga, Austria, Margarita Salas, Morocco, Hungary, and Thailand, María Rodrigo, Morocco, Miguel Catalán, Finland, Pablo Picasso, Czech Republic, Pintor Antonio López, Ireland, Príncipe Felipe, Uruguay, Profesor Máximo Trueba, Canada and Costa Rica, Ramiro de Maeztu, El Salvador and Ghana, San Agustín de Guadalix, Brazil and Romania, Sape de Aude, Indonesia, Villa de Vallecas, Japan, Villa Blanca, Guatemala. Please line up to get ready to receive your Best Delegation Award. For the next set of awards, we call upon Doña María Mercedes Marín García, Director General of Bilingualism and Quality here at the Comunidad de Madrid, at the Consejería. She is a big supporter, as you know, of this program. So you want to thank her for keeping this alive. Okay, we call upon Los Castillos, Peru. Best delegation, Los Castillos, Peru. Congratulations, Los Castillos. Congratulations. Luis García Berlanga, Costa Rica. Congratulations, Luis García Berlanga, Costa Rica. Luis García Berlanga, Austria. Congratulations, Austria. Margarita Salas, Morocco. Please come up for your best delegation. You will have to take the other one home to your partner. Congratulations, Morocco. Margarita Salas, Hungary. Congratulations to Margarita Salas, Hungary, the second best delegation on the day of their committee. And congratulations, Margarita Salas, Thailand, third best delegation for Margarita Salas. Please come forward for your best delegation. Congratulations, Thailand. Maria Rodrigo, Morocco. Congratulations. Morocco, from Maria Rodrigo. Miguel Catalan, Finland. Best Delegation Award. Congratulations, Finland, from Miguel Catalan. Pablo Picasso, Czech Republic. Congratulations, Czech Republic. And Pintor Antonio López, Ireland. Best Delegation Award to Pintor Antonio López, Ireland. Thank you, Mercedes Marín García, for handing out these awards. The next set of awards will be handed out by Rocío Albert López Ibor, another firm supporter of education here, our viceconsejera, and another great supporter of global classrooms. Let's have a hand for her, please. Príncipe Felipe, Uruguay, please come forward for your Best Delegation Award. Príncipe Felipe, Uruguay. Congratulations, Uruguay. Professor Máximo Trueba, Canada. Oh, Canada. Congratulations, Canada. Professor Máximo Trueba. Our home and native land. Professor Máximo Trueba, Costa Rica. Costa Rica. Congratulations, Best Delegation Award. Ramiro de Maeztu, Ghana. Sorry, El Salvador. Ramiro de Maeztu, El Salvador. Congratulations, El Salvador. Ramiro de Maeztu, Ghana. Congratulations, Ghana. San Agustín de Guadalix, Brazil. Best Delegation Award for Brazil. Congratulations, Brazil. San Agustín de Guadalix. San Agustín de Guadalix, second best delegation, Romania. Congratulations to Romania. San Agustín de Guadalix. Congratulations. Sapere Aude, Indonesia. Please come forward for your best delegation award. Indonesia, congratulations, Sapere Aude. Villa de Vallecas, Japan. Congratulations to Japan. And our last delegation today, the last of the 50 magnificent, Villa Blanca, Guatemala. Please come forward for your Best Delegation Award. Congratulations, Guatemala. Thank you, Rocío Albert López Ibor. And now we come to a very keenly awaited moment at the end of this ceremony, which is when we, Rocío Albert López Ibor, our viceconsejera, is going to read out the names of the 10 best delegations from the 50 here today. All of you, of course, deserve to move on to the next round. All of you wish to move on to the next round, to go on to New York, to have those experiences all the speakers here today have been talking to you about, that open doors, that open their minds, that set them on a course of public service. It isn't an easy decision to make, but a decision had to be made. 10 schools, 10 delegations had to be chosen for a further selection process, which will be an interview. They will be receiving news about the time and place for that shortly. But today we are here to recognize those 10. We ask that in typical parliamentary style of contained emotion, if you hear your name called, you stand up and remain standing so that your peers may celebrate your success and your good luck for the next stage by clapping. Okay? So, Rocío, whenever you wish.
Congratulations to all of you, but the best 10 delegations are Antares, Pakistan. Cervantes, Greece. El Burgo, Ignacio Echevarría, Egypt. Galileo Galilei, India. Gerardo Diego, Ghana. Jaime Ferran, Irak. Luis García Berlanga, Costa Rica. Margarita Salas, Morocco. ¿Dónde están? Pintor Antonio López, Ireland. And finally, Professor Máximo Trueba, Costa Rica. Se suponía que debía tener aquí una maza, pero no la tengo, con lo cual, con maza o sin ella, por la presente declaro oficialmente clausurada la conferencia Global Classroom Madrid, modelo Naciones Unidas 2022. Muchas gracias a todos. Se levanta la sesión.
Esteemed delegates, congratulations, all of you. The House has just been reminding me that due to COVID, we should not assemble in large groups. So we do invite you to make your exit quickly and take your joy to the streets. Thank you. Congratulations.
Respiré, porque yo sé que Miguel, además sé que lo ensaya tanto, que lo vive, me sonaba Sean Connery ahí hablando, me encanta, me dio mucha alegría. Además, ya sabéis que está formando que me alegra mucho. Le digo, Miguel, si es que tú nos das una publicidad buenísima, porque eres en parte un producto de nuestra educación pública, en parte de tus padres, pero en parte podemos decir que eres producto nuestro, entonces hay mucho reclamo. Cuando dice que le cambie la vida, sí, sí.